Hey, hey, you see this? You see this cute little fella? Adorable, isn't he? You should hit that button or you know what I'm saying. Elden Ring is one of my favorite video games of all time. I mean, duh. I'm a dude making naked jakey videos on YouTube. Of course, Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of all time. Tune in next week where I tell you I am unsatisfied with the direction of modern Sonic the Hedgehog games. While it is one of my favorite games of all time, I do have some issues with it, like smithing stones, repetitive enemies, upgrading weapons takes too many smithing stones, having to farm for smithing stones, the mountaintops of giants in general, finding new weapons is meaningless because you have to have a million smithing stones to use it, therefore devaluing the exploration, smithing stones, Molina smithing stones, just shit of that nature. I hate these. There are two design principles that make up Elden Ring's main gameplay loop: exploration and getting shit on. We're primarily going to be talking about the exploration part of Elden Ring because there was a game that came out recently that I think does it better. Sometimes. So, how did this cute little twink man beat Miyazaki in the exploration department? It's simple, really. No rocks. Not a one, really. Okay, well that doesn't count. You didn't even have to mine it. The key gameplay loop of exploration in video games is
you see something weird on the horizon, you go there, something weird happens, you are rewarded.
people dog on Zelda for making Korok seeds the only reward for exploration in the entire game, which is only like 85% true, but what people often forget is that Zelda also gives you weapons for exploring. Every once in a while, as a treat for being a good little boy. But when you do find a dope-ass weapon, you can immediately equip it and start just swinging it around like a weeaboo in a katana shop. Now, wouldn't it suck some USDA Prime certified ass if you had to have a bunch of rocks in your pocket to be able to upgrade this weapon enough to where it's usable? I know making any criticism of this game will have those people saying some real dumbass shit like, dude, just get better, you don't have to have it upgraded. Bro, the game's supposed to be hard. My dick has never been smaller. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Nobody likes you. You're a boomer. It's a boring mechanic that makes exploration boring, which is a problem because if we take a look at the diagram, that's half of what Elden Ring's got. By making the player upgrade every single weapon that they find, and by making the way you upgrade them be more tedious and painful than picking hay out of a needle stack, you have effectively eliminated the reward part of the exploration gameplay loop. I remember the first time I played through Elden Ring, by the end of the game, I was hoping that I wouldn't stumble upon a cool weapon, because that means I would have to stop what I'm doing, clock in, and then start my shift at the fucking mines. It completely sucked the fun out of trying new weapons and new builds, because every fun weapon that you found in this game came with a list of chores you needed to do before you could start having fun with it. In Tears of the Kingdom, you just found the weapon and used it. It was that simple, and you could even experiment with everything you found with the Tears of the Kingdom like build mechanics where you put two weapons together and make even cooler weapons, like that one CNN AR-15 that you could put an AR-15 on a, you understand. Which obviously that mechanic, the combining shit, that can't go in Elden Ring, but I do think the upgrade system in Elden Ring was a unnecessary addition, and it could have taken a page out of the Book of Zelda and just let the player immediately start experimenting with the shit that they found from their little exploration adventures. I don't have a segue for this, but so we're just gonna hop right into it. Zelda also does a different progression system that I enjoy in comparison to Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, your level ups are stats. Every time you level up in Elden Ring, you're basically just upgrading your stats, and you slowly start to optimize your build into one thing. I don't like this, and you won't believe this, but I'm a bitch about it. I don't like it because, again, I feel like it further restricts your playthrough to being based around one singular thing. Like, I've done a couple playthroughs of Elden Ring, and it's kind of like, this time I'm going to do a strength build, this time I'm going to do a dex playthrough, this time I'm going to turn my back on God. But in Zelda, all you do is level up your health and your stamina, and you get little power-ups along the way. I call it the health and stamina and little power-ups progression system as opposed to the stats progression system in Elden Ring. The health and stamina and little power-ups progression system gives you a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to finding things in the world and then being able to experiment with them. For example, in Zelda, if I start the game with a stick, it doesn't matter if I find a quick little staff or a big heavy ass axe. I can use both of them at basically any point. And Elden Ring, if I start the game with a little stick and then later wanted to switch to a big heavy axe, kill yourself. Fuck you. It was not fun to clear out a dungeon and then be rewarded with a really cool dexterity weapon in Elden Ring when you were already balls deep into a strength run. It made me sad. Look, that was me. I feel like the stats progression system further kicks the reward part of the exploration gameplay loop just like right in the gooch. There are two games that I've played recently who have probably my favorite progression systems that I've ever experienced in my gaming career. Skyrim and Grounded. I already made a video on Grounded, check it out, but not before you finish this one. Gotta get my engagement up. Both of these games have their own little versions of the health and stamina and little power-ups progression system. In Grounded, you power up your skills and abilities by using those skills and abilities in-game. So if you wanted to unlock your character's running ability, you just run a lot. If you want to unlock power-ups for your bow and arrow, you just use your bow and arrow. This weaves the progression system part of the game seamlessly into the actual gameplay itself. Instead of just grinding for XP, you just use the thing you want to get better at. Same thing for Skyrim. You grind for XP in Skyrim to unlock power-ups and not just stats. And you do that by just playing the game and engaging in the combat in any way that you want. So if you decide mid-game that you want to use these little shitty daggers, you just do that. If you decide you wanted to start using an axe in the middle of Grounded, you just started using the axe. If you want to change what type of weapon you use in Elden Ring, you got to completely re-roll your stats by giving this lady a weird little fetus thing, of which you only have a finite number of. Then you got to unequip your weapon that you've literally spent all game leveling up, and then you got to start upgrading your new weapon that you want to use and just hope that you have enough of these little fucking rocks to do so. You don't, so now you gotta look up a farming guide on YouTube to get your new weapon up to the level that your old weapon is, and oh shit, it looks like you fucked up your stats on the reroll, so now you gotta go find another little fetus and hopefully you'll get it right this time, and halfway through this process you stumble onto a new weapon that's even cooler than the new one that you've been trying to upgrade, so now you have to reroll your stats again. And I personally think the stats progression system is overused and archaic. Doing old school builds like this can be fun in some games, but I think Elden Ring would have been better off without it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta get back to the mines. You can leave now. I don't have an outro. Yes, I do. I keep one on me, maybe two. You ain't really fucking with my crew, bitch. Who the fuck are you? I've been doing this, you look new. LGBTQ, the only thing I'm coming out of is the blue. Keep one on me, maybe two. You ain't really fucking with my crew, bitch. Who the fuck are you? I've been doing this, you look new. Jennifer Lawrence, X-Men, Mystique, I'm coming in the blue. I don't back the blue, look at me attacking you. Finna be all black and blue. Bring a strap, I'm packing too. I know you're lacking, boo. I just leveled up my stats. Who the fuck wants that? Choose whose progression system is better. You. I'ma do anything I need to up my revenue. I'm tired of living humble, bitch. I need a better view. I'll be the dad you never knew. I know you got that iron, bitch. I like metal too. Yes, I do. I keep one on me, maybe two. You ain't really fucking with my crew, bitch. Who the fuck are you? I've been doing this. You look new. LGBTQ, the only thing I'm coming out of is the blue. Keep one on me, maybe two. You ain't really fucking with my crew, bitch. Who the fuck are you? I've been doing this, you look new. Jennifer Lawrence, X-Men, Mystique, I'm coming in the I'm coming in the I'm live streaming in case y'all didn't see that earlier. Take it easy though. Bye-bye. It took me 3 hours.